Well, hello again. I'm back. Had a good rest, I think I have, yes, and a nice celebration of the Jubilee weekend. Went to visit my friend Summer in Shropshire, and we had a quintessentially British celebration, as in it was drizzling cold, and we went to a church flower show, and drank tea under a marquee in the rain. But it was great fun, and also watching all the main celebration in London was very good. Anyway, so it's back to work now. I've just arrived, just driven from Shropshire. I brought a shed load of stuff with me. This is one of the reasons to go to see my friend Summer. She's been looking after all that, which is a table saw, and I bought it second hand. And when I said, well, they're normally about £200, and when I bought them, this one was 600, and it said it came with a lot of accessories. And when I got to pick it up, I was a bit of like, oh my goodness, that is an awful lot of accessories. This is a serious amount of stuff. You see, you can just fill the entire boot, and it's very heavy. It's definitely not. It's definitely sort of semi-professional stuff. Don't know what I'm going to do with it all, to be honest. Some of it I don't even know what's for, but I'll figure it out. And I'm hoping upon hope that I will soon get the storage container, because obviously I don't really want to be dragging that onto the boat and coming off with it. But I'll have some lunch and I'll go down to the office and see what the score is on that, and hopefully it's some good news. Well, great news I got here, and this is my shiny new container, and it's actually a lot swankier inside than I thought. So you can see I've already started filling it up, so I'm going to unload the car, and no doubt this will be seems a lot of space now, but I bet very shortly after, by the time I put everything in, that it will be up. But this will be really great. So I'll hopefully another long wire, but hopefully back there should be some electricity, so I can link that up and I can do some of the work in here rather than clutching the boat, and that would be brilliant. And even especially when it's raining, I can just even do some painting. So I'm well chuffed with that. That's kind of made my day. I've noticed this, that the bumblebees, they must get confused by the tarpaulins, and they must think there's some giant flower, and they keep going mad to try and get at them. It's happening since I've arrived here, luckily. Sometimes they got in and I've let them out, but yeah, poor things, they must be quite disappointed. Basically they're giant plastic flowers. Morning. So, it's my first, not first, but it's the first full day my second visit here, and as you saw, got here yesterday and was basically unloading, and I was quite tired from the driving. And I found my friend Summer, she worked out, and I don't disagree. This is nothing to do with boats, but it kind of seems that, because I find driving stressful because I'm not used to it, especially in long motorway drives, that kind of sort of seems to ping off the COVID. I mean, when I went to visit Summer, I spent the weekend. I felt really quite sick, and I don't feel perfect yet, but I'm feeling a lot better now. So no prospect of any major driving for a week, which is helpful. Anyway, that's enough of that. So the joy yesterday, as you saw, was I got the container, the brand spanking new container, which is great. It means I can move on ahead with stuff. So yesterday I was online spending yet more money. So I've ordered the insulation panels, and they'll come at some point, hopefully in the next week, and then that's one of the earlier tasks, to get this thing insulated. But as always, these things, I always wanted to also order the plywood, both the floors and the side, and I want to do it in one go because otherwise, if the free delivery, you don't get, you have to pay separately for the delivery. What I'm worried about though is that it seems to be like a whack-a-mole thing. So the 25mm comes in stock, and now the 12mm out. And then if the 12mm out comes back in stock, is the 9mm going to be in stock, or is the 25 still going to be in stock? Anyway, we'll see. And then finally, I've just been on the phone to Travis Perkins, and they're going to send around late this afternoon some of the battens. But before that, it's a lovely day. It's after such a miserable, well, not miserable in spirit, but miserable in weather weekend. It's so nice to wake up with sunshine and the birds tweeting. Bloody birds tweeting. I've been tweeting all night, bloody birds. But you know what I mean. So this morning's task, I think what I'm going to do is, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm basically going to sort out all the stuff in there and take a reasonable amount of it into the storage container, which unfortunately is over the other side of the yard, so it's a bit of a way. I might even do this, it sounds ridiculous, but I might even load the car up and drive 20 25, 50 metres across there, just to say backtracking back and forth. So that will make things a lot easier to work in there, but I need to be careful that I don't fill, because the container, you get it and you say, oh, with all the space, but already just putting the tools that I bought from Summers in there, it's already, stuff's moving up. And I need to make sure there's room for all the plywood and the, which you have to lay down flat. The plywood needs to make sure there's room for that, and the insulation when it arrives. So need to have some thought, just not throw it all in. Anyway, so that's that, and that's my on the day, so I'll catch you later. Well, that was the very nice chap from Travis Perkins. So I've got, I'd say that's about half the battens I need. I only delivered half because I got ordered half because it was enough I could get through delivery, and it's just less to start. Because I'll put this onto the boat for now. I'm not going to put it in today, and it's going to rain this evening, so I need to keep it dry. So that's that task. Morning. Well, a bit of a rude awakening this morning. I got up full of beans and ready to go. I had a cup of tea and got out of the thing, and then of course it's been raining last night, and I went up into the steps and started to go down and forgot that these are very old crunky steps on the outside, so they're very slippy, so I just went absolutely flying on the step. Really done my arm in and my back a bit, which was a bit of a, well, I'm certainly awake now, that's for sure. So I was going to have a sit down and rest, but literally then just now this second, the delivery driver has just phoned saying he's in Gumley and about the solar panels are about to arrive, so I'm just going to have to press on and very carefully walk down those bloody steps, which are like, there's all algae and stuff on them, and it's like an absolute skating rink. I'll have to do something like that quickly, because obviously it's going to be raining soon again. And yeah, so get that sorted in and sort that out, and then get back to the plans, which weren't this anyway, that's for sure. Well, there goes the nice delivery driver there's the solar panels and all the inverter and all that rubbish. Surprisingly heavy. Thank goodness it didn't come to London in the end, so I'll go and drag that into the storage container somehow. Afternoon. Well, that's been a completely tedious day. Kind of like, well, it's been like the motivation of doing exam revision. It doesn't look like much, but apart from maybe I've been having a psychotic one-man away day, but with post-it notes everywhere. But I've basically spent the entire day measuring up and looking at where things need to go before I put the battens in. Because some of the battens, it would make a lot of sense now if I leave some sort of gaps in the battens where things like conduit need to go, rather than putting it all in one go and try and then saw it out. Similarly, for when I put the insulation in, there are some panels that I'll leave loose because I need to later on screw a sort of skin fitting for the drains and things. So yeah, so that has taken all damn day, but it's almost towards the end of the day. I'm not working stupidly hard, but what I will do, it's relatively early, it's about 4:30. But what I'm going to do now is, as you can see, it's the right state in the place, so I'm going to a bit tidy up. And I've brought various boxes with me, and they're meant to be sorted out so to personal things. Some are supposed to be for decorating things, some are supposed to be for drills, blah blah blah. But you can imagine there's a box now with food and drills and personal bits in, and vice versa, decorating and stuff. So I'll have a good go at that, and hopefully that will make life a bit easier. Anyway, catch you later. Morning. Well, the steps have dried out now, but before I do anything else, as much as I could leave it, but I will sort out these steps, because otherwise I'll forget about it and I'll be going flying next time it rains again, which of course won't be long. Well, this is going to be this afternoon's activity now. A bit of snafu then, that the guy just arrived and they loaded it wrong and he couldn't get it off his with the sort of hydraulic sort of lift pallet lifter thing he had. Luckily, the people around the corner have a forklift, and he went and asked them to borrow it, which is thank goodness. So that's otherwise I would have had to send it back. Because there's no way we could have got it off. Also, the guy with the forklift has got it relatively near the thing, so that should make life a bit easier. So according to the delivery notice, there's 1.3 tons of wood there. So not particularly looking forward to getting it into the container, but let's see how long that takes. Well, I probably don't need to tell you that it's absolutely exhausting, but thank goodness it's over. And just the rain's just started, so that was a bit of good luck. They got it in time anyway. And oh, sorry, I'm absolutely shattered. I had hoped that I was trying to arrange it so things would be that things that I would need first are on the top of the pile, and then obviously then down below. But unfortunately, I got mixed up between the 12mm and the 6mm ply, and I got those in the wrong order. And also then just the way that the things were stacked, etc., wasn't conducive. So I'll have to at some point the things I need first of all are luckily at the front, and I haven't even stacked them up because I couldn't get the other thing. That was the other thing. I don't know if you can't really tell on the speeded up video, but as I was laying them flat because it's so hot in there and they may be there for some time. And I don't want the plywood to warp because you want it to be straight sides as much as possible. So I've laid it flat, and that's fine. That was fine as you were going, but of course then as we were getting further and further, it was actually more having to lift higher and higher. And it so happened that it's gone from being the smallest, lightest plywood to the heaviest. So at the end, I was having to lift the 18mm ply up, which is not particularly. I think it's about. I think that was about 30 kilograms a sheet. And then finally, the 25mm ply. Oh god, that almost did me in. That's 39 kilograms a sheet, and it's not that easy to lift. Thank goodness, I borrowed one of those plywood lifters that you saw me flailing around with. But because if I hadn't done that, I would have been still there at the moment, probably sobbing on the gravel, wondering what to do. But it's all in now, so I'm going to have I'm hot and sweaty, so I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have a good wash, some lunch, and a good long lunch break. And I would think that I had notions this today of getting on with the battening, but I would suspect that that's going to be deferred, and I will do something slightly lighter duty, shall we say, because I think I'm going to be pooped. That's for sure. Catch you later. Continuing my recreation of the national grid, I'm just running some cable from the container. The nearest point is somewhere way behind there, and David, one of the managers here, asked me to run it over the top rather than most people have got them sort of running along on the floor, so I will do that. So I got them some cable yesterday, yet more cable from what seems like a daily 2-station delivery, and at some point I'll need to link the two up, so I've got 2 sockets, and hopefully, I did calculate yesterday, I should have enough to get myself all the way across, so fingers crossed. And while we're here, it's not a particularly nice day, but here's the hard standings in their full glory. Down there is the main marina, and on a nicer day I'll take the camera down there at some point when I've got a moment. And yeah, and my boat, you can't really see my boat, but well, you can if you look for the one with the blue tarps all over it, not the one in the grey one with the tarps. That's it. I didn't want to cut the wire until I definitely made sure it went all the way, or if it need to go all the way. So a little bit of wire left over. I'm sick of using whole reels, so I will just fit the end plug onto this, and hopefully it's all good. So look, I do have more than one t-shirt, although the other one is down there after having a rudimentary dunking in some water, so it'll be back on the screen soon, ironically hanging off an old washing machine. So I reckon that's probably the end of my end of a 4th video, and I'm well aware that this is the 4th video and there's been very little in the way of boat building or boat fitting out going on. It's just one of those things. I'm sure that for my parents, who are the primary sort of reason for me doing this, they're not so bothered. They're just happy to see me bumbling about doing whatever. But there seems, I think I've sent the link to about 4 or 5 people, but I see about 30 people have watched it. So I guess there are some people looking at it from Google or YouTube or whatever. So if you come to this for boat building, you're probably very sadly disappointed. But I do promise, as much as one can promise in things in life, I promise that by the next video there will actually have been some boat action going on, and we'll actually start making some progress. Not that the stuff to date hasn't been progress in its own way. It's all things getting set up and sorted out. But yeah, I mean, I'm just as keen to start getting something moving ahead on the actual boat. So hope you're well, and catch you next time.